You ever look at your bank account and just laugh because, honestly, crying costs too much? Yeah, same. I've been there before. Look, I remember being so broke, my debit card used to get declined at the dollar store. And let me tell you, when you're arguing with the cashier over a 99-cent bag of chips, life hits different. But here's what no one told me back then. Being broke isn't the problem. Staying broke is. And the worst part? Most of us don't stay broke because we're lazy. We stay broke because no one taught us the rules of the game. So in this video, I'm handing you the exact advice I wish someone slapped me with when I was living off top ramen and financial delusion. These are 10 brutally honest, life-changing pieces of advice I wish someone gave me when I was broke. And if you stick around till the end, I promise you'll never see your bank account the same way again. 10. Stop trying to look like you're not broke. Let's have an honest moment, real quick. Being broke isn't embarrassing, but pretending you're not while still being broke, that's a full-time job with no benefits. And trust me, I was employee of the month. I once overdrew my account to buy Jordans, then walked 5 miles home because I couldn't afford gas. But hey, at least my shoes were fresh, right? This is the trap. We're trained to perform wealth instead of build it. We scroll past rich-looking influencers with rented Lambos and $2,000 Balenciagas thinking, damn, I need to step my game up. So what do? We buy the illusion. A $300 watch on a $12 bank balance. A Gucci belt holding up financial anxiety. A car payment that's bigger than our rent, but looks good on the gram. Here's the thing no one tells you. Real wealth is invisible. The people who actually have money, they're not showing it off, they're stacking it quietly. They're driving Toyotas, wearing hoodies, eating leftovers. Why? Because they've already figured out the secret. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to stop being broke. Let me break this down with a real-life stat that should slap some sense into all of us. According to a CNBC study, nearly 60% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Lifestyle creep. They make more, so they spend more, just to look the part. Now, since I've gotten several comments on this topic, here's the part that stings. Wealthy people don't have better incomes. They have better priorities. They prioritize ownership over optics, assets over aesthetics, freedom over flexing. It's hard to explain it in detail, but this is what I want you to do. Next time you're about to buy something, just because it looks good, ask yourself this. Will this still make me feel good after I check my bank account? If the answer is no, walk away. That purchase isn't an upgrade. It's a financial lie in a pretty box. Here, think of it like this. You can't build a rich life on a poor identity. And if your confidence depends on the logo stitched into your shirt, it's time to upgrade your mindset, not your outfit. Because here's the truth that changed everything for me. Rich people buy freedom, broke people buy attention. And when you finally stop trying to look rich, that's exactly when you start building real wealth. Now that we've burned the fake flexes, let's talk about the real trap. Chasing money instead of value. 9. Don't chase money, build value. Let me say something that might sound controversial. If you're chasing money, it'll keep running, and it's faster than you, and it doesn't even wear shoes. When I was broke, I treated money like it was a Tinder match. I chased it, texted it at 2 a.m., begged it to come back, and shocker, it ghosted me. Because money doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to value. And no one told me this. All I ever heard was, grind harder, get that bread, or my personal favorite, just manifest it, bro. Spoiler alert, you can't manifest your way out of a $37 overdraft fee. The truth, money follows value. Think about it. Why do plumbers make more than poets? Why does a software developer make 6 figures while a cashier works overtime just to survive? It's not because one works harder. It's because one solves a bigger problem that people are willing to pay more to fix. And this is what I'll explain to you, so listen closely. Let me give you a quick analogy. Imagine 2 people stuck in a desert. One is selling designer shoes, the other is selling cold water. Who's making money? That's what value looks like. It's not about what you think is cool, it's about what solves someone else's problem. The money chaser trap that I fell into. When I was broke, I jumped from scheme to scheme like a caffeinated squirrel. One week I was flipping phones. Next week it was affiliate marketing. Then it was day trading crypto. From my mom's basement, every new thing felt like the one, until it wasn't, because I was chasing money, not building skills, not solving real problems, just hoping to trip and fall into a pile of cash. And hope is not a strategy. The pivot that changed everything. Here's when everything changed. I stopped asking, how can I make money? And started asking, how can I help people in a way they'll happily pay for? That's when the game flipped. I found one problem I was good at solving and made it my business. Whether that's teaching people how to write sales copy that converts, helping small businesses fix their terrible websites, coaching people through career transitions. Once I became valuable, people paid me to show up. No chasing, no begging, just demand, because I had what they needed. By the way, if you want to learn more about developing the abundance and stealth wealth mindset, we've created step-by-step videos and playlists to help you achieve true financial freedom, not just for you, but for those closest to you. Just make sure to subscribe and join the channel to stay notified on all of our upcoming videos. Oh, and speaking of skills, let's go through the one that changed everything for me. And I'm not talking about budgeting apps or learning Excel formulas. 8. Master one high-income skill. Let me just say it straight. You are not broke because you don't work hard. You're broke because the market doesn't care about what you're good at yet. I used to think I was valuable just because I was willing to hustle. I do Uber at night, sell random junk online. I even once tried to charge people for resume critiques after I'd just been fired. True story. Irony was alive and thriving, but here's what finally clicked. The marketplace doesn't reward effort. It rewards value, and value is created through mastery. Forget being a jack of all trades. Pick one thing. Get disgustingly good at it. Then charge like you're the only person alive who can do it. Because once you're elite, you practically are. Why one skill is greater than 10 side hustles. Please listen to me carefully because I want to give you a golden piece of advice. You can spend the next 5 years dabbling in side hustles, or you can go all in on one skill that turns you into a machine the world throws money at. It's the difference between being a Swiss Army knife or a scalpel. Swiss Army knives are kinda helpful. Scalpels, they're precise. They save lives. They make surgeon money. Trust me, I used to be a dabbler. Here was my logic. If I try 10 things at once, one has to work, right? Wrong. All I did was exhaust myself while becoming mediocre at everything and excellent at nothing. My resume looked like a circus act. Freelance marketer, fitness coach, part-time crypto bro, spiritual advisor. Don't ask. But the breakthrough came when I picked one thing and treated it like life depended on it. In my case, it was copywriting. I wrote every day. I took feedback that hurt my soul. I studied headlines like they were ancient scrolls of hidden treasure. Eventually, I could write a sales email that brought in $5,000 in revenue in an hour. And that changed everything. This is a topic I want to dedicate a separate video to if there's any interest. But anyways, just know that mastering a skill won't save you if you keep living like a financial arsonist. 7. Living paycheck to paycheck is a choice, not a sentence. Let me say something that might sting a little. Living paycheck to paycheck isn't always a tragedy. Sometimes it's a decision. Yeah, I said it. Now before you come for me in the comments with torches and budgeting spreadsheets, hear me out. I'm not talking about people in deep poverty or systemic hardship. I'm talking about the people like past me, who weren't technically broke, but somehow always broke. The ones who made just enough to be okay until Friday night hit. Then it was Uber Eats, new kicks, a night out, and boom, rent week is a war zone again. You know what I used to say? I just need to make more money. Meanwhile, I was bleeding cash faster than I could earn it. The truth? You don't have a money problem. You have a spending decision problem. See, I'll first explain the concept, and then we'll move on to the more practical theory of how it goes. Let me take you back to my broke era. I got paid on Friday, and by Saturday morning, it was gone. Like a bad Tinder date, no goodbye, no closure. Here's what it looked like. $120 on self-care, $60 on a treat myself dinner, $40 on gas, $100 loan to a broke friend who still owes me. And the rest, I couldn't tell you, probably snacks and shame. I thought I had an income problem. But really, I had a discipline deficit disguised as I deserve this. The paycheck to paycheck psychology. Let's break down the psychology here, because living paycheck to paycheck isn't always about numbers. It's about how you emotionally relate to money. Instant gratification over long-term freedom. I want it now beats I'll wait and build. Fear of scarcity. Might as well spend it before life takes it. Been there. Toxic money mindset. What's the point of saving? I'll never be rich anyway. That one's dangerous. It turns financial quicksand into a comfort zone. The hidden cost of this lifestyle. Here's a harsh but true statement. If every dollar you earn is already spent before you get it, you're not working for freedom. You're working for survival. This is a mistake I used to make, and I urge you not to make it as well, because survival mode is no way to live. Why this is often a choice. Not always, but often. Let's break it down practically. You don't need Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. You don't need a $7 coffee when your future self is running on fumes. You don't need to upgrade your iPhone just because Tim Cook said so. You're allowed to opt out of fake luxuries. You're allowed to choose peace over pressure. You're allowed to say no to debt, to flex culture, to stupid financial decisions that keep you stuck. And if that sounds radical, good, because comfort is the currency of mediocrity. And look, I'm not saying any of this is easy, but I am saying it's worth it. Because every paycheck you blow to keep up appearances is a missed opportunity to buy back your freedom. And at the end of the day, that's the real flex. Not the shoes, not the brunch, not the Tesla you can't afford to insure. The real flex is being able to say no to a job, a bill, or a lifestyle, and still sleep like a baby. All right, time to get uncomfortable. Let's talk about the one thing most broke people fear more than being broke itself. Discipline. 6. Discipline over motivation. Every time, motivation is cute. It'll get you hyped to start a side hustle on Monday. And by Thursday, you're binge-watching Netflix and blaming Mercury in retrograde. This is a rule you need to understand. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation packs up and leaves. It's waking up early. It's saying no to brunch. It's investing money when everyone else is treating themselves. You don't need more motivation. You need systems, structure, and self-control, especially when it's inconvenient. But here's where most people get stuck. They confuse being busy with being productive. Let's clear that up. 5. Being busy is not the same as building wealth. Let me guess, you're always working on something. New project, new idea, new side hustle. Cool. But is it paying you or just keeping you distracted? I used to work 3 jobs and still couldn't afford rent. Meanwhile, one guy I knew flipped 1 car a month and made double what I did. The difference? He focused on leverage. I focused on labor. Working harder isn't noble if it keeps you on the hamster wheel. And speaking of wheels, the broke life is just a spinning one if you don't understand this next truth. 4. Saving alone won't save you. Pay attention to this now. I used to think saving was the answer. No thanks, I'm not spending, I'm saving. Yeah, but saving what, $7 from skipping Starbucks? Cool, that'll buy you a stick of gum in 2040. Saving doesn't make you rich. Investing does. Your money has to work harder than you do, and that means putting it into assets that grow. ETFs, index funds, real estate, even skills that pay you more later. That's the real savings account. Now, let's tackle the biggest mindset shift I wish I understood sooner, and it's going to feel personal. 3. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your parents, not the government. You are Plan A, and there is no Plan B. This one hurt when I first accepted it, because it's so much easier to wait for someday when I get a raise, someday when I win the lottery, someday when things just magically work out. But the moment I took full responsibility, I went from a victim to architect. I stopped hoping and started building. If that one hit hard, good. Now you're ready for this next one, because it's a wealth hack most people never see coming. 2. Your circle is your financial destiny. You want to see your future? Look at your group chat. If your closest friends clown you for investing, if they don't read, don't hustle, don't build, you won't either. When I was broke, I hung out with people who were just comfortable being broke. They didn't want more. And guess what? Neither did I. But the moment I got around winners, my habits changed, my standards changed, my income changed. Let's wrap this up with the most underrated, most avoided, but most liberating truth you'll ever hear about money. Number 1, money problems are usually mindset problems. You can hand someone $10,000 and they'll still end up broke again. Why? Because their mindset is wired for struggle. They think money is evil. They think rich people are greedy. They think success is for other people. Newsflash: money flows to those who respect it, not resent it. the minute I started believing I deserved to be wealthy. The universe and my bank account started to agree. If you're broke right now, I get it. It sucks. It's heavy. It's lonely. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay there. Because every single piece of advice in this video, it's not theory. It's not fluff. It's the stuff I lived through. And if I could go from overdraft fees to ownership, you can too. So let me ask you this one last question. What's the one piece of advice from this video that hit the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I'll read every single one. And if you're serious about escaping the broke cycle, there are actually 9 genius wealth moves. The rich use that always work. It'll take everything we just talked about and turn it into an action plan. Just click the video on the screen here, and I'll see you in the next one.